just getting into Hyde Park because everything's kicking off apparently, with a bunch of idiots having surrounded Kellie-Jay and the women to intimidate them, to shut them up, to stop them from speaking. Apparently there's police. There was a lesbian on the live stream, the Scottish lesbian. She's amazing. And she just said,
so if you're in London, can you get yourself here? We're at Reformers Tree and we urgently need your help.
So, I'm getting my skinny little ass down here. I have no idea what difference it will make, if I can even get through, because I'll have to get through the fuckwits. I don't know, but it's worth a shot, eh? So, I can see them already. It's quite a crowd. Woo.
Here's footage of the mob arriving about an hour earlier.
Here they come.
The stewards, all women, then formed a human wall to keep the mob at bay. They were joined by a number of police officers. The mob then charged forwards and pushed the stewards and the police right back to where Kellie-Jay and the women were.
You are behaving like the fascists. Can't you take back the That's the behaviour of fascists.
Get these turfs off our turf!
Note to angry man, this is not your turf, it's a public park. The Be Kind Brigade then proceeded to shout and make as much noise as they could. They encircled about 2/3 of the area. This went on for an hour, and that's when I arrived.
Okay, quite a crowd. There's police, but they're not moving anyone. There's chants of Posey Park as a fascist. All men's voices, obviously. We've got drums. Just angry men with masks, as per usual. Angry man! Look at this angry man!
Who's street? Our state! Who's street? Our state! Who's street?
And young women standing with them.
No touch on our turf!
Cope, she's I like!
This one was absolutely loving it. Her name is Christina O'Connor. In 2022, she took legal action against the Met over sexual harassment that she had experienced from a police officer in 2011. This happened after she reported having been attacked in the street during an attempted robbery.
On a quiet Sunday afternoon, Christina was attacked on this London street by a group of young men. Physically bruised and emotionally shaken, she called the police, and that's when the lasting damage was done, at the hands of a senior detective who sexually harassed her.
He decided that it would be appropriate to come on to me.
It took over a decade for Christina to find the courage to report what happened.
He was found guilty of 8 counts of gross misconduct with a sexual motivation, and he kept his job, his rank.
How serious do you think the culture of misogyny in the Metropolitan Police in particular is?
It's absolutely ingrained in it. I certainly didn't ever consider calling the police again. As far as I was concerned, they were just as likely to harm me as, any stranger on the street.
Good to see she overcame her fears. But how can you take legal action to tackle misogyny in the Met, yet stand with the most misogynistic movement going?
When trans rights are under attack, what do we do? When trans rights are under attack, what do we do? When trans rights are under attack, what do we do?
She then grabbed the mic herself and started chanting, "You're not being silenced when you're in the Daily Mail," which is kind of funny because she's in the Daily Mail. And I guess the irony was also lost on her that she was telling women they weren't being silenced while trying to drown them out. Women like Natalie, who was talking about having suffered horrific domestic abuse.
And yeah, he'd hurt me. I thought he'd never hurt me. I loved him so much, yet he did. While I was pregnant with my daughter, broke my back, hips and pelvis. So at 5 months pregnant, I left and went to a group for women for survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault and rebuilt myself. I also wanted to break that cycle for my daughter so that she wouldn't have to suffer abuse.
Meanwhile, TRAs were chanting, "Smash a turf, a fascist bleeds." In no way could this be considered an incitement to violence, of course. And while women were singing about sisterhood and solidarity, these Muppets are chanting, "TERFs kill kids." While standing with someone who actually spent 30 years in prison for attempted murder. Oh, and kidnap and torture. After 2 hours, it was time to leave. But how?
Okay, we're trying to leave, and now they're trying to come in and follow us. And the police are trying to hold them back. See, there's one trying to get through, but they're holding them back. We've got, women here with walking sticks and mobility things that can't walk very fast. And they're just trying to come up. Playing ABBA. Right. So let's try and keep everyone safe.
There was an older woman with a walker who wasn't very mobile. As the others left, Venice, Ellen and I stayed with her. We were soon surrounded by TRAs who shouted Nazis and fascists at us. A police officer shouted, "Absolute cordon!" and they blocked off the entrance to a path. They let the 3 of us through so we could get away safely.
Okay, so they just came up and tried to surround us again. Now there's an absolute cordon here by the police. They're shouting absolute cordon, don't let anybody through, so we can get away. I was with a woman with one of those mobile things, I don't know what you call them. She can't, she's walking, I just wanted to make sure that she was safe.
The woman had lost her sister, so Venice and I stayed with her until we saw them being reunited. She later tweeted this. "I was so proud to go to London to support all women. Big thanks for Menno and his friend. They protected me when I got separated from my sister. I'm disabled and I use a walker, though I'm very slow. You are both superstars." Now earlier I'd wondered,
I'm getting my skinny little ass down here. I have no idea what difference it will make.
so I'm glad to have been of some sort of use. And then, off to the pub. I bought Kate a beer and then we watched the rugby together. Well, she was watching the game and going, "Yes, good game!" I was more in it for the slow motion replays, if you see what I mean. Aww. So that was our Sunday in the Park with the TRAs. I'll be sending this footage to the police, including some close-ups of the faces of some of those agitators, and hopefully the police can get their act together and do something about it. On that note, I shall love you and leave you. Until the next time. Until then, keep it real and keep smiling. Ciao. Thank you so much to all my Patreon and PayPal supporters. It makes a huge difference. Massive big thank you to my big spenders, Helper Open, Mama Turf and the Turventines, the lovely Mary, me Julie, Julia, Dusty, Lindy Lou from Down Under, and Esther. Thank you.